MrBeast has given many prizes to many people, but today we're going back in time to find out who the first ever giveaway winners on his channel were, and more importantly, what happened to them. Starting with MrBeast's mom, who received $100,000 as part of the first massive giveaway on his channel. Jimmy first mentioned his mom in an August 2015 video, in which he revealed that she had finally found out about his channel.
The other day in the car, my mom was just like, and it was really random, she was just like, Jimmy, do you make YouTube videos? And I was just like, yeah.
At this point, he had around 5,000 subscribers and had been making videos for over 3 years. But he hadn't told his mom about the channel yet. So, when Sue found out, she initially didn't understand why he spent so much time making videos. But then quickly changed her mind when she saw that MrBeast was making money from the content. 2 months later, MrBeast did a short Q&A with his mother to celebrate the 10,000 subscriber milestone. A video in which she made her first ever appearance. And while they mostly answered unserious questions, Sue eventually said that she supported the idea of him becoming a full-time YouTuber as long as it allowed her to retire.
What is your opinion on me doing YouTube as a full-time job?
It depends how fast it gets me to retirement.
Oh, retirement. Okay, you just care about the YouTube money.
This was obviously meant as a joke, but Jimmy decided to remember this statement, as he also revealed at the end of the video that his mom was writing a book that would be released in a few years. So what was this book about? Well, unfortunately, there was a dark secret in MrBeast's family, as his father was a domestic abuser who almost murdered his mom one night during a heated argument. He nearly strangled Sue to death, but let her go as she was about to pass out. And after this traumatizing experience, Sue bravely left him and raised her 3 kids by herself, ending a 21-year-long torturous marriage full of emotional and physical abuse. The book she wrote was about the distressing experiences with Tom, and it was released in 2019 under the title Rock Bottom and Faithless, defeating the lies of domestic abuse with God's truth. MrBeast's mom had gone to hell and back, and because of this, Jimmy felt like he had to repay her for everything she did for him and his siblings. So he gave her $100,000 to thank her for all she did for them.
So I wanted to give you a check to help you pay for it.
No.
Yeah. Then
No.
Quid paid for a little bit of it. You know how much they normally pay, so obviously not all of it, but
No, Jimmy.
yeah.
Y'all are gonna make me cry.
For my mortgage?
I mean, you can buy what you want, but I figured it'd go good on your house. You won't have to pay as much every month. Oh, should we get all emotional for the
Oh my god.
MrBeast said that his mom had given him a private school education, a nice home, and everything he ever wanted, which made him feel eager to return the favor. And with the help of his sponsor Quid, Jimmy was able to do this amazing deed for his mother and change her life forever. As you can imagine, his mom was completely shocked and incredibly grateful for her son's kind act, and she planned to use the money to pay off her mortgage. Nowadays, MrBeast's mother is in control of even more money, as she has access to Jimmy's main bank account with over 9 figures since she began working for her son in 2017, and she currently serves as the Chief Compliance Officer at Beast Industries. But while that was the official first ever giveaway on the channel, there was an even crazier second giveaway that involved 3 million pennies and a lucky man who subscribed to MrBeast at just the right time. Before meeting Jimmy, Giannis, who was the 3 millionth subscriber to the channel, sporadically uploaded gaming videos to a small audience on his channel, Azon Fuse. However, despite this, he was given the opportunity of a lifetime in February of 2018 when he became MrBeast's 3 millionth subscriber and received $30,000 worth of pennies as a reward.
We have 3 million pennies, and we're going to deliver it to my 3 millionth subscriber. Subscribe!
With these newly obtained funds, Giannis already had a plan of what to do with it.
What's your plans with the money?
I'm gonna fix my car over there, not the PT, but the Forester over there, because there's a couple problems with it.
What else do you want to fix?
Housing. I probably want to rent my own apartment or something like that to just move out.
Mm-hmm.
So that's that. And then, I don't know, just save the rest and buy what I want, I guess.
Yeah, just keep the rest of the pennies.
Yeah.
Sounds like a good plan.
But first, he of course had to turn those pennies into real cash. I contacted Giannis after this video, who explained that he got the pennies converted at the bank. Unfortunately, he said the conversion took a while because the bank couldn't take all of it at once unless he hired a guard truck to take it all. And to add insult to injury, $4,000 to $5,000 of those pennies were stolen by someone. He had no idea how they managed to steal that much without getting caught, but suspected that the robber was a random worker his dad hired for help at one point. This person was eventually arrested, but while justice was served, Giannis still lost a few $1,000s in the process. However, with the remaining $25,000 to $26,000, Giannis paid for his associate's degree, got a better car, put a small amount of money into savings, and purchased some land with his father and uncle. And while that already seemed like a happy ending, it didn't end there. Because later that same year, an opportunity to earn even more money from MrBeast came when the YouTube giant hosted a challenge for his 10 million subscriber milestone. In this challenge, Giannis battled it out against some of MrBeast's other subscriber giveaway winners in a competition where they played 10 different video games. Each contestant would earn points based on how well they played each game and would be rewarded with a specific amount of money based on their final placement. Giannis ultimately landed in 4th place and won $10,000 for participating in the challenge, which also marked his last ever appearance on the MrBeast channel. He told me that he may try to make content again sometime in the future on another channel. However, his life drastically changed when he enlisted in the US Air Force after losing enough weight to join. He mentioned that he enlisted because he didn't know what career to pursue a bachelor's degree in, and he is now serving the rest of his Air Force contract in the UK while simultaneously trying to travel more around Europe. After telling me that he's still deciding on whether he wants to get a degree in aircraft maintenance and engineering or take an entirely different path in life, he suddenly deleted all of his social media accounts out of the blue, which was quite strange. But whatever he does, I wish him the best of luck in his future endeavors. However, what about the third giveaway, where Bryson, MrBeast's 4 millionth subscriber, received an unbelievable 4 million cookies? Well, in this video, where Jimmy and his crew drove to another state to give Bryson what he thought would be 4 million pennies, but was instead 4 million cookies, it turned out that he, unfortunately, couldn't keep the cookies. Why? Well, MrBeast decided to donate these cookies to a food bank, since Bryson would never be able to finish all of those cookies on his own. So he instead gave him $4,000.
Can I buy these cookies off you? Do you think $4,000 would be good enough?
No way, what?
Bryson was over the moon, and 4 years after this video, in 2022, he began his music career. He first posted a few covers to TikTok in March of that year, and later uploaded a song to Spotify in October, after which he started posting tracks to YouTube the following year in 2023, and continued occasionally posting to TikTok. I mean, he even managed to get T-Pain to react to one of his songs on stream.
Just come and let me show you what you're missing.
I like that! There's potential in that. Benny, don't say you don't like that. That was nice.
He said there's potential.
But unfortunately, he lost some momentum in 2024 as he only released a single song on Spotify and irregularly posted some small projects on TikTok, likely because he hadn't seen much success with his music, sadly. However, since Bryson was practically a ghost on social media, I messaged him to learn more about his experience with MrBeast, how he used the money, and what he's been up to ever since. He described the experience as surreal and said that MrBeast had given him $3,000 in cash and sent him the remaining $1,000 through PayPal. Bryson paid some back owed rent, bought a new phone, and gave his friend Bai around $150 to $200 for helping him record a behind the scenes video. Additionally, he tithed 10% to his church and used the rest to keep himself afloat for a couple of months after receiving the money. Then, he revealed that he actually had proposed the idea for the 10 million subscriber challenge to MrBeast. A few months after the 4 million video, I saw that MrBeast had done similar videos for 5 million, 6 million, and so on, and was closing in on 10 million subs fast. So I reached out to him on Twitter with the idea that he should gather all of those people that he did videos with for each milestone for one big 10 million subscriber special. And soon after, he was invited to MrBeast's office in North Carolina to participate in the video along with the other contestants and walked away with $10,000. Bryson said that the 10 grand taught him the value of $1. He donated some of it to charity, gifted 100 subs to his streamer friend, and helped another friend by giving them $100 to replace spoiled food in his mom's fridge after they went without power for a couple of weeks. This was an amazing deed, and he spent the rest on school, a new computer, some recording equipment, and a few months of rent while making his start as a YouTuber, Twitch streamer, and music producer. Nowadays, he's put YouTube and Twitch on the back burner, but spends much of his time making music when he's not working as an insurance agent. And finally, he ended this conversation with me with this message. Every once in a while, I'll still get comments on old YouTube videos on my channel saying Cookie Man, or MrBeast 4 million. Things like that, since he linked my channel in the video description. I've even had little kids come up to me in the past, asking for pictures and autographs because they recognized me from that one video, which I found hilarious and heartwarming. Now it's just a fun story to tell or a great conversation piece at dinners. It's been crazy to see his meteoric rise to success since then, the recent drama surrounding his crew, and the idea that he fakes videos and whatnot have certainly grabbed my attention, but none of it will ever dampen how cool it was to experience it all in the moment. Yet, this giveaway was nothing compared to MrBeast's 4th giveaway with his 5 millionth subscriber, which also involved millions of pieces of food. This lucky winner, whose name is Brad Heat, used to post videos such as challenges, parodies, vlogs, and a series similar to McJuggerNugget's Psycho series on his YouTube channel. In fact, he even competed to work for Jesse or McJuggerNuggets as his cameraman, but unfortunately didn't make the position. And while Brad definitely took an L in this situation, things were way different when he took a huge W after MrBeast rewarded him with 5 million popcorn flakes for his 5 million subscriber special.
5 million pieces of popcorn.
Fresh for you, man.
Like Bryson, Brad unfortunately didn't get to keep most of the popcorn bags he was given, and instead received $5,000. However, what he did get to keep was the $20,000 he earned in MrBeast's 10 million subscriber tournament after an intense game of rock, paper, scissors against another participant for the first place spot and $30,000, which he unfortunately lost. But the story didn't end there, because a few months after these successes, McJuggerNuggets hosted another cameraman competition, in which Brad participated yet again. This time, he even told McJuggerNuggets he'd be willing to delete his channel if he hired him.
If I did get the cameraman position, I would definitely delete that. Like,
Would you
delete
Would you delete
it right now? 100%, right?
If you delete it right now, I'll put you in top 3.
I'll do it. I'll do it right now.
But once more, Brad failed to get the position and seemed to have missed out on his chance of working together with his favorite YouTuber forever. However, this ultimately didn't end up being the case, as Brad eventually became friends with Jesse and would regularly hang out with him. In fact, he allegedly even helped him with the marketing for Storyfire, a YouTube competitor that Jesse founded. But that was until the two had a falling out sometime in 2021. In December of that year, Brad made a Reddit post on the McJuggerNuggets subreddit writing about why he believed Jesse was done for. Jesse is very true to his characters. A lot of people think that he is drastically different from the person that he portrays. He is not. Everybody in Jesse's circle is forced to listen to him blindly if they want to stick around. He won't listen to his friends or family's advice at all. Jesse has burned a lot of bridges. Look at all the cameramen that have come and gone over time. When you're not willing to listen to what others have to say, you are destined to fail. Now of course, Jesse fired back at him in a comment, where he wrote, "Brad was in a few scenes in both cameraman competitions a few years ago. Barely ever had a conversation with him. Much of this post is designed to continue to cause trouble in this Reddit and defame me. At least it's coming from his main account." Brad's idea of direct marketing for Storyfire was sending bot traffic and redirecting shoutouts from sketch pages to our Facebook, which subsequently ended in it getting banned. He is not close to me or my family at all. Calling me childish or like my characters or pretending to know anything about Storyfire or really any situation over the years is entirely bullcrap. Brad then quickly responded again. Jesse then accused Brad of threatening him. Brad then denied these accusations. Jesse doubled down by threatening him with criminal charges, and Brad ultimately ended the conversation with this comment: "Telling the truth isn't manipulation and it isn't harassment. What you're doing, coming on here and lying, is manipulation. I'm done talking to you though. I'm going to make my videos, and if that's an issue, you can sue me or get effed, bud." However, these videos that Brad said he would make about Jesse ultimately never came out, and the drama between the two seemed to have ended at that point. As of writing, Brad rarely uploads to his channel anymore and mostly uses his Twitter for fun. He's also boxed in the Creator Fight League and has expressed interest in returning to YouTube once he finds a reliable cameraman. Yet it appears that he still hasn't found one to this day. But MrBeast didn't stop his series here. No, because the 6th giveaway on the MrBeast channel involving his 6 millionth subscriber was even more bizarre, and also historic, as it was the first ever challenge-based giveaway that MrBeast decided to host. Now before appearing on Jimmy's channel, Dorian, otherwise known as CivilGuy, mainly made tech reviews like Marcus Brownlee and Unbox Therapy, while also occasionally making other videos like vlogs, music and animations. However, none of this could ever compare to being in the MrBeast video, of course, as Dorian had to complete 40 video game challenges in under 4 hours to receive his strange reward. He played games like League of Legends, GTA 5, Wii Sports and many other classics. And because Dorian especially struggled to get kills in Call of Duty, it ultimately resulted in him failing to complete the challenges within the set time frame. However, thankfully for him, MrBeast didn't let him leave empty-handed, because he gave Dorian $6,000 and a signed megaphone. But unfortunately, it did mean that he missed out on the grand prize of 6 million Minecraft dirt blocks.
If he finished the obstacle course in under 4 hours, he was going to get this Minecraft World download. You want to know what's inside of all these chests? Dirt. That's right. 6 million blocks of dirt was the prize I was going to get my 6 millionth subscriber.
And yeah, I'm sure that he was absolutely bummed out about that. On top of that, Dorian came in last place in the 10 million subscriber video, winning an additional $9,000, and following the release of these two videos, he vanished from the internet for almost 2 years before returning in October of 2020. He made some videos about the 3D modeling software called 3D Builder, and a few music related videos before disappearing again in January of 2022. However, his disappearance was permanent this time, and it seems unlikely that Dorian will ever return to YouTube again. At this point, MrBeast noticed how fun it was to give people challenges for his giveaways. So, for his next subscriber milestone, 7 million subscribers, he decided to up the stakes even more. But who was the lucky contestant this time? Well, it was none other than Tyler Oliveira, and he had to complete multiple challenges to earn a strange yet useful prize in the 7th giveaway. At the time, Tyler was still a very small YouTuber who uploaded challenges, pranks and other random videos. He had tried to become MrBeast's 6 millionth subscriber before, but because he fell asleep and woke up too late, he failed to accomplish the nearly impossible task. However, Tyler was determined to give it another shot, and his time to shine came only 3 weeks later when he successfully became MrBeast's 7 millionth subscriber.
I went to sleep, I woke up at around 2 p.m. in the afternoon, and I woke up to some DMs by none other than MrBeast. And now I guess we're here.
Tyler flew to North Carolina to participate in the Impossible Maze, where he had to finish 33 challenges in 2 hours to receive his reward. These challenges were inspired by MrBeast's old videos, which meant Tyler had to do things like say Logan Paul 1000 times and ram a Lego car into a wall. He went through the maze and effortlessly beat 32 challenges in under an hour, ultimately making it to the end of the maze only to miss one challenge and fall $100 short. But luckily for Tyler, he still had plenty of time to spare and backtracked to take care of the final challenge and claimed the remaining $100 with 57 minutes left on the timer. In typical MrBeast fashion, he was prized with 7 million sheets of toilet paper and $7,000 for reaching the end of the maze within the time limit.
Toilet paper. 7 million sheets of toilet paper!
Hey! I'm having the runs lately, so this should work.
Dude, try it out. Dude, this is the terrible quality too.
Worse than school quality.
Yeah, me?
Do you want these 7 million sheets of toilet paper?
No.
Thank God, dude, I've really been needing toilet paper.
Yeah.
Is $7,000 enough to buy it off you?
Yeah.
All right, here you go, man.
Man,
Thank you. Dude, Chris, we got toilet paper.
Yeah.
And because Tyler was an aspiring YouTuber, he planned to use this money for a crazy video idea that viewers would suggest. Nobody knows if this video idea ever came to fruition, but only a few months later, things would get even better for Tyler, as he was invited for another opportunity to win big in MrBeast's 10 million subscriber competition. Do you remember when I said that Brad lost a rock, paper, scissors game to another participant during the 10 million subscriber contest? Well, that contestant was none other than Tyler Oliveira. Tyler absolutely wiped the floor with his opponents in most of the games they played, and he secured himself a comfortable lead during the competition that allowed him to end up tied for first place with Brad with 46 points. That tie was broken with that intense game of rock, paper, scissors in the best out of 5, where Tyler scored 3 points and ultimately defeated Brad, who only scored 1 point, resulting in him taking home $30,000 and 10 million W's, which MrBeast gave Tyler on Skype.
All right, guys, we're gonna call him to give him his 10 million ____. Oh wow, you picked up quick. Hey, what's up, man? So, as you know, you got first place, you killed the competition, you won 30 grand. But while you were here, I completely forgot to give you your 10 million ____. I'm gonna share my screen real quick, and I'm gonna show you what we got you. And here you go. Here's your prize. Your prize, right? Get this, is 10 million W's.
Tyler told MrBeast that he planned to invest most of the 30 grand and wasn't sure what he would use the rest of the money on, but joked that it would go towards funding Ligma research.
I don't think I ever asked you, what are you gonna spend the 30 grand on?
I don't think I'll spend the 30 rackaroonies on anything too quickly. I think I'll invest the majority of it, and obviously some of it will go to Ligma research.
After appearing in MrBeast's videos, Tyler continued making random content on his channel, and at one point even made videos very similar to those on Jimmy's channel. But what made Tyler's channel really take off was his current investigation series, where he visits different parts of the world and looks into all kinds of controversial issues. However, as you might imagine, his videos have been criticized for being exploitative and unethical given the topics he covers. The best example of this is a video titled "I investigated a country where every drug is legal," and in this, Tyler documented Canada's drug epidemic, more specifically in Vancouver, British Columbia. He went around the city's downtown east side with Kevin Dahlgren, a social worker and drug addiction specialist, where they interviewed multiple addicts and a dealer, but more importantly, Eleanor Sturco, a member of British Columbia's Legislative Assembly. However, the problem with this interview was that Tyler and Kevin allegedly never asked for a permission to record their call, which resulted in Sturco tweeting, "I currently appear in a YouTube video that I believe is inaccurate and exploitative. I can confirm that I did not agree to participate in the video and was recorded by the filmmakers without my consent. Although I stand by my own comments, I do not agree with the characterizations of BC made in the video, nor the premise of ambushing people on the street as clickbait." She also attached her DMs with Kevin to her tweet, where she said, "You never said you were recording me for your video. I never agreed to be in a video documentary with you." And to make matters worse, an addict that Tyler had filmed while he was overdosing without consent spoke out against him and this video. He also stated that he was considering taking legal action against him, and in another video, he and others even denounced Tyler's actions on Twitter.
A smear piece. I was really disappointed, and I felt kind of used.
It's terrible to think that someone in distress who was having a difficult time was being filmed and put on the internet for likes and clicks.
Tyler responded to this particular video with the following tweet: "If our documentary prevented a single child from going down the same life path, then I have succeeded. If seeing yourself in a documentary is the push you needed to get sober, you're welcome. No amount of Twitter threads will stop me from making these documentaries." However, unfortunately for Tyler, his response was mostly met with backlash, because one reply said, "Real reporters get their release of information form signed. Real documentaries make sure that the people they're interviewing are on the same page before you hit record on the camera. You've done none of that," as you pat yourself on the back for making hard-hitting content. Tyler never ended up responding to this criticism, and he has continued to make this kind of content with much success despite the disapproval his videos still face. However, while all of these giveaways were organized pretty well at this point, the 8 million subscriber giveaway was quite a mess, because in this video, MrBeast had to improvise a lot.
Since my city was about to get flooded, we had to do something we've already done before, which is basically the video game challenge, but we're doing it with different video games. Also, disclaimer, I couldn't fly down my actual 8 million subscriber because the hurricane was about to come. We didn't want him to get trapped, so I just grabbed a random person off the street.
And yes, this random person was Roger V. Before Roger randomly got selected by Jimmy for this video, he already posted video essays about musicians like Brockhampton, JPEG Mafia, and Denzel Curry on his YouTube channel. These actually did pretty well, but it wouldn't compare to winning a MrBeast challenge. So just like Dorian, he had to play multiple video games to get his prize. But this time, there was a slight twist, because Roger actually had to beat MrBeast himself in most games within 3 hours. Otherwise, he'd leave with nothing. Since they were in a rush, Roger sometimes wouldn't even have to play a game to advance, and instead had to do stupid things like cooking a potato with a match or throwing a checkers board at the wall. However, they ultimately did end up playing games like Minecraft, Mortal Kombat, and Wii Sports. But this is where MrBeast unfortunately defeated Roger.
So I beat him, which technically means he's not supposed to move on and he's supposed to play me again. But there's a hurricane coming and yeah, so we gotta hurry up. So you won. I admit defeat.
Because of the hurricane that was coming, Jimmy actually gave Roger another chance. And this time, he didn't throw away this opportunity, as he successfully completed every challenge in 2 hours. As a result, MrBeast rolled out a wheelbarrow full of fake money, before eventually giving him a box with real money, which contained 250 straps of $8.
Now we have real money. Hey Chris, you want to help us give him real money? Since you are our 8 millionth subscriber, this is $8. It's real money, so that's $8.
Okay.
That's $8. Here's another $8.
Thank you.
Here's another $8.
I can't do math for that. 32.
Here's
now?
another $8.
40.
This is $16.
He ultimately ended up getting $2,000 in total, and just 2 months later, Roger came in 3rd place in MrBeast's 10 million subscriber competition and won an additional $10,000, totaling $12,000 between both wins. After these videos, Roger continued uploading music documentaries to his channel until the beginning of 2020 when he posted his final video, ultimately vanishing from the internet without a trace, as his Twitter was deactivated and his Instagram was put on private at some point for unknown reasons. And that brings us to the 8th and final winner of this list, Tyler Conklin, who we assume was the 9 millionth subscriber, right? Well, no, because MrBeast didn't actually do another video for that milestone. And we already know that Tyler Oliveira won the 10 million subscriber video. So what made Tyler so special? Well, Jimmy and Tyler had seemingly been friends since high school, which led to his early involvement in MrBeast's channel. He could first be seen as far back as February 2016 when MrBeast only had around 18,000 subscribers. And years later, his association with MrBeast proved to be very profitable as he won $10,000 in none other than the first ever Lost to Leave the Circle challenge on both the MrBeast channel and in YouTube history. The rules of the challenge were fairly simple. First, there was a white circle that was divided by a pink cross into 4 quadrants, of which each quadrant belonged to one of the 4 participants: Chris, Garrett, Chandler and Tyler. Then it was made clear that none of them were allowed to place their feet outside of the circle or into each other's quadrants, as that would disqualify them. And finally, they would each get a budget of $100 for any supplies they would bring into the circle, like food, water and shelter, which made this challenge quite difficult. Tyler bought lots of bread, peanut butter, water bottles and a tent to keep him afloat during this challenge. But interestingly, he didn't believe he would win, as he thought that Chandler would ultimately take home the 10 grand. However, 17 hours into the challenge, Tyler changed his mind.
And Chandler, they're probably gonna get rained on pretty soon, so I'm thinking that I have a very good chance I just gotta knock out Chris. Once I get Chris, it's all downhill from there, so.
And made Chris a deal to get him out of the competition an hour later. He offered him $1,000 to step outside of the circle. And luckily for Tyler, Chris happily accepted the offer. Tyler now owned 2 quadrants in the circle and had an unfair advantage over the other 2 contestants. And 21 hours into the challenge, Chandler made Garrett the same offer Tyler had made Chris, which he accepted a little over an hour later because he was thoroughly convinced that Chandler would take the dub. The challenge was now even as Chandler and Tyler both had 2 quadrants, and after a good night's rest, Tyler, being 34 hours into the challenge, was still eager to remain in the circle for as long as needed to win. He was convinced that he was going to be victorious, and 2 hours later, after 36 long and exhausting hours, Chandler ultimately threw in the towel and abandoned the circle, meaning Tyler would be walking out with $10,000, minus the $1,000 as part of his deal with Chris, of course. Over the past few years, Tyler hasn't really appeared in any videos, but he plays an active role in directing MrBeast's channel, as Jimmy sees Tyler as his right-hand man who helps him with planning and recording videos as well as ideation.
Probably like 4 or 5 years, every piece of content I wrote or whatever planned, you know, it's not like our videos were scripted. I did it with, you know, Tyler, who's my right-hand man. And after a long enough time, he starts to kind of get it. He, you know, understand what you typically like, and he can do most of the legwork and be like, hey, I think this is what you want to do. And then I can just take that and be like, yeah, blah, blah, blah. And it makes it so much easier.
And that's where MrBeast's first ever giveaway winners are today. Most left the internet, while others are still around. But one thing's certain, these people will always have the honor of being some of the first to win a MrBeast giveaway, which is quite incredible. However, there were also MrBeast contestants who were less lucky during his challenges. So click the video on the screen right now to find out where the losers of his challenges are today.